Good evening, No, I really got nothing. It just falls out right there.
All right, so this is Thursday, the 14th of July, 2022, and we are Boomer Rex tonight. So, asshole,
Yes.
what separates our podcast from other Boomer podcasts?
That I forgot to pick up your meds today.
Yeah, well, okay, so now people are going to expect me to be different. The other thing that separates us tonight is that we're short two of our on-air talent. We do not have Risen. We do not have Sleet.
No.
So we'll scare them up for tomorrow night. They had a long day. I think they're asleep.
I think they should drink more water.
So I think they should answer their goddamn text messages. But anyway. So here we are.
You're lucky I don't know how to make this go live. That's what I should have done. But
oh my God. Yeah, that would have been bad. So anyway, we're going to have a short show tonight, but we have a good idea for a show next week. Well, there's an apology written by a boomer,
okay,
right, to the millennials, who are millennials, Gen Zers. I don't know. We'll look and see.
At some level, it's got to start being addressed to Gen Zers, right?
Yeah.
Millennials are fucking 40.
Yeah. So anyway, they are. He was apologizing for all the things that went wrong, that the boomers should have prevented and didn't. And we're going to walk through because it explains the destruction of the American middle class. And we're going to talk about when it happened and who did it and so forth.
I'm curious what the
And we've talked about the tax system and so forth before. But I'm sorry, what?
I am also curious what the mirage was. Right, I would love to hear a collection of boomers discuss the stories are all going to be the same, right? I was focused on my own shit, right? I was covering my corner. I figured the people in charge were, right, doing what was right.
Well, and that was safe in America until we allowed the oligarchs and the corporations to purchase politicians. And as soon as we did, we needed to oppose that aggressively, and we weren't aware of that, and we didn't do it. We should have become aware of it quicker than we did.
Yeah. And the Supreme Court did exactly what it had been honed to do by that point, with the conservative justices, right, credulously saying that, oh no, the things that are taking the money will take charge in the reporting and the...
Yeah. So, anyway, went to shit in a shit can.
Hey, at some level, Tom Clancy, somebody made the argument in one of the books of... you're kind of fucked once you have an ethics code. And yeah.
You're fucked once you need one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But I also don't know if we want to get the kids back to fucking Kansas anymore, or whatever the appropriate phrase is.
Yeah.
So,
no, and we look at our first story, right?
Dun-dun-dun.
Right. I mean, look, there have to be consequences for this, right?
Oh.
In what appears to have been, potentially, an intentional destruction of evidence, the United States Secret Service has managed to get itself embroiled in yet another scandal. Remember when you never heard about the Secret Service and they didn't make fools of themselves every 3 weeks?
God fucking damn it.
And when members of the Secret Service didn't...
And it can't be fucking hard. Here's what pisses me the fuck off the most. Is the hooker story where they were getting in trouble for whatever at the wherever.
Yeah.
They work for Treasury. They can literally just go down to the basement and get just cash ass money.
Yeah.
How do they not have
walk away
around money?
Yeah. Just to get out of trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you use it to get out of trouble, and we're gonna review your use of it, and we might reimburse you, we might not. In any case, we'll give you more walking around money if we don't fire you. And we'll take the other out of your pay if your usage was inappropriate.
Gotta be, because this is the recruiting, right? This is double A for the kids that are going to jump in front of the bullet and delete the text messages.
Yeah. So anyway, they deleted the text messages from January 5th and January 6th. And they did that after those messages were subpoenaed.
See, this is what...
That's a federal felony. Now they're running in circles and saying, oh, it's because we did this or that. Now they're saying, oh, no, they didn't do it. No evidence to support it. So anyway, the Inspector General of the Department of Homeland Security is a little pissed off with them. So anyway, we shall see. And we can argue about whether or not those should go straight to Congress. They probably shouldn't. They should probably have a special master look through them and say, no, we have to protect the president, right? There are text messages that aren't going over there. But anything that's related to what happened on the 5th and 6th and so forth
we can talk about all of that at the 10 o'clock meeting after.
We surrender all of the text messages?
No, the people who were in a position to have done this, they should get no knocked in the morning.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Right, we're taking their advice I'm going to know everyone you talk to, and I'm going to know it before we get lawyers involved, because at some level, we may be rapidly heading towards this being an intelligence question, and there aren't lawyers down that path, buddy.
Absolutely. I was saying what they need is the Spanish Inquisition.
Yeah.
They need to be hauled before the court of the Star Chamber. This is ridiculous. So, and again, it's just if true, it's just an extension of the casual criminality that characterizes one whole movement in American politics and entirely too fucking much of its opposition.
Yeah.
So, anyway, just fuck it. Anyway, yeah. What can you say? So next up is tell the Democrats you just got to keep hitting them, right?
Yeah.
The Republicans have put themselves in an untenable position. Just keep fucking with them. So from contraception rights to same-sex marriages and parenting, even interracial marriage, Senate Republicans are refusing to commit to voting to codify into law existing rights that the Supreme Court, at least up until it overturned Roe v. Wade, had deemed constitutional. So anyway, Senate Democrats are working on legislation to make these rights into law of the land, but all but one of the more than 20 Senate Republicans polled by Axios, including several who are seen as moderates or bipartisan. What a joke when you're talking about a re-thug. Deal makers refuse to say they would vote for them. And this is this is part of a Democratic strategy. It serves a dual purpose. If the measures pass, it's a significant assurance from millions of Americans who are worried that conservative state legislatures and the kangaroo court that is the Supreme Court are coming for them.
Yep.
If the measure stalls, it gives the Democrats a clear issue leading into November, more potent ammunition to retain and turn out voters. And do this in the environment where you have one of the kangaroos, Clarence Thomas, in his concurring opinion overturning Roe, urged Congress to reconsider the rulings finding Americans had a constitutional right to same-sex relationships, same-sex marriage, and contraception. I want them to do interracial marriage too. So anyway, if they're going to start down that road, let's make it personally inconvenient for Kangaroo Thomas. Anyway, way to go, Democrats. Keep going. House Democrats plan to vote to codify these rights. It'll be done either before or after the August recess, and they will pass in the House, period. So.
It's a recess. First off, I'd be taking the page out of Newt Gingrich's book and delivering fucking speeches in front of any reflective object. No, hammer them again and again and again on this.
Yeah, absolutely.
They want to make America great again. Are they? Right now, it looks like they're trying to take us back to the land of black and white television.
Yeah.
The world actually still had color, though, right? Like, I don't know. I wasn't around in the 30s with the dinosaurs.
Yeah. Well, that's who you got on the court, is those who were working so hard to bring back the good old days. I once again point out to Justice Thomas that many of the people in the MAGA movement believe the good old days included the days when he was a slave.
And I look at the history of America, like, it's more bombings, it's more gunfire in the streets.
Yeah.
It's right. If you fuck this up, organized crime goes to the roof. Like,
And it's on, no, I arg.
Yeah.
So anyway.
And climate change is totally going to be like, oh no, hold on, the humans. I understand. You have to sort this out. Oh, wait a minute.
Excuse me.
Hey.
Oh, look,
Focus,
Sleet showed up. So we just put Sleet right down here. We're about a
You missed
tenth
the
of the
thing
way
about
into
the
the
Secret Service
show.
where they deleted text messages. It was madness.
Yeah, it was great. So anyway, we worked our way up to about damn time.
Yep.
I cannot be the only person who has been looking at Alex Murdaugh all these months and saying, you've got a dead wife and kid, and you were stealing every dollar you could find, and you paid somebody to kill you so your son could inherit $10 million, and let's go back and look at what happened to your wife and kid. So, anyway, he has now been indicted for the 2021 murders of his wife and son. The once prominent. No, he was never prominent. He was a shit turd from the day he was born. But he was prominent in a South Carolina community. He's now been disbarred. He was indicted Thursday morning on 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of possession of a weapon during the commission of a violent crime. Hooray. That's for killing Margaret Maggie Murdaugh, 52, and their youngest son, Paul Murdaugh, 22, who were found shot to death in the family's property in Islandton.
Shitty way to find out who's dad's favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
No, I'm sorry. It's.
But I've been watching this all along, going, you know, there's too much criminality stacked up here, right? That you don't have to go look and say who the hell killed them. Yeah. Right. I'm sorry. That's too big a coincidence. So anyway.
I wouldn't even call it a coincidence. It's obviously related.
As I recall, they were substantially insured. So
yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So
I guess he thought he was a boss and could get away with that level of shit.
Or something.
That's a gross line to find for bosses. Good job at the thing.
Yeah.
And the bar for disbarring him. Fuck it. I was mulling it around in my head, trying to make it a shiv so I could stab him, because, like, a little bit. Come on now. They're lawyers. They deserve it. Fuck them. Yeah. No, it's like goldfish. They don't have developed brains. They don't have real feelings.
Yeah, okay.
But they did at least disbar his ass. Like,
you know why they use lawyers for the chemical weapon experiments, right?
No, why is that?
Because they breed faster than the rabbits they were using. And the researchers were becoming attached to the rabbits.
That's what happens.
And there are some things you simply can't make a little rabbit do.
Rabbits have souls.
Anyway.
With love, the lawyers. It's fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
No,
well, he was disbarred when they found out that he was ripping off all of his clients for big chunks of their settlements and so forth. Yeah. I mean, just
that, again, appears to be sort of the stock and trade of this class of lawyer.
Yeah. Again, it's the tide of scumminess and criminality.
Yeah. No, they figured out there's no police, and they're going.
It needs a whole bunch of guilty. They really ought to be guilty.
Yeah.
Prominent people serving long prison sentences.
Life. I don't know. We'll see how long it is.
Well, this one they may put him to death. This may be capital murder.
And hey, I'm down.
But again, I'd be shocked.
It hits my qualifying.
I'd be shocked if he got anything more than probation. So, anyway.
No, it hits my full bell of sure. It's the guy in the other room. I'll go scrag him. My hands. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
You should want it. You should feel that way before you use the power of the state to smoke a human, and then we just dunk them in the nitrogen box, and they'll go to sleep forever. Because that's the point. Yes, I want to make it weird. That's fine. I'm bad. You're bad. It's all cool.
Yeah.
But the point is, they're dead. We don't have to worry about that shithead until the zombies show up.
Right.
Well, and if we kill them properly, we won't have to worry about the zombies.
That's what I'm saying.
And then it's only rising dead.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. All right. So we made our ways to, this should be dumb asses du jour. Because there's a whole fucking herd of them, right? So you've got Gymnasium Jordan, facing deep criticism for his recent attempt to downplay reports of the 10-year-old rape victim having to travel to another state to get an abortion. Yeah. Gymnasium Jordan says, another lie. Is anyone surprised? And so I'll answer that. Given your history, Gymnasium Jordan, we certainly aren't surprised that Gymnasium Jordan would attack a 10-year-old girl and question her story.
Yeah.
So, and don't forget similar comments made by Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost on Fox News, who insisted that investigators were not pursuing the case and said it was likely a fabrication and so forth. Well, we've had the rapist arrested and he's confessed. And I'm sorry, but I wouldn't be surprised if the report had been on his desk and he simply can't fucking read.
Yeah.
Because again, it's a re-thug. What can I tell you?
I'm
sorry, you were trying to say something.
No, they're all crisis actors. No.
Yeah, there you go. I love it.
They got a 10-year-old girl to act like she had been raped and somehow managed to make her stomach grow a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey, that's the point of the crazy radio, is to shout things like that. More so when it's a bigger thing. That's why the real conspiracies show up around the thing too big for their little brains to inhale.
Yeah.
It's like the reverse.
If you are questioning a 10-year-old little girl's, in general, you need to reevaluate your...
Especially with the history Jim Jordan is reported to have.
Yes.
That
good old Gymnasium Jordan.
Fucking insane. Like, there are some things you just gotta look at and be like, I am not swinging.
I'm leaving that ball alone.
Somebody do it. Like, if he wanted to have a meeting or a lunch or whatever and try and talk Lindsey Graham into, like...
Yeah.
Whatevering off that cliff.
Yep.
But not.
Yeah. So anyway, we have another contender for dumbass du jour. So lunatic right-wingy Steve Bannon scolded a conservative economist on Thursday after he suggested that former President Donald Trump lost the 2020 election. He says, I'm so frustrated right now because I really believe in Trump. And if the American people had not made such a big mistake in November, Moore explained, I think the people recognized they did. And Bannon said, whoa. You mean in not fighting hard enough to make sure that we got to the steal? Dude, you're in the war room. Hold it, stop. You mean we didn't fight hard enough to make sure that we got the big steal? I mean, I know, you still want to go on Fox News. I got it. And you got to admit, when you're running around with an idiot conspiracy theory that Fox News won't let you describe on the air, you probably have a problem.
They don't want to get sued for $1 billion.
Yeah.
That's a real amount of money, and they could actually be forced to pay some fraction of that.
So, anyway, Steve Bannon's still running around pushing the idiot stuff. And of course, that's why he wants to be called to testify and so on.
You can't let a single photon of fucking truth in that room. I absolutely get it.
Yeah.
Like, I deal with photosensitive
bring him up, put him under oath, turn on the recorder, and get the prosecutor ready. So, anyway.
He has to not speak. He has to...
Just put him in a room with a detective.
Well, he's going on...
the living shit out of all
He goes to trial Monday. So, that could be a really quick trial. They ordered you to show up. You didn't show up. Anybody have any other evidence relevant to the case? Fine. Guilty. Senate says a year in prison.
Yeah.
Only a fucking year.
And now our final contender for dumbass du jour is Tina Peters.
No.
The Colorado County Clerk and 2020 election denier who lost her bid for a position overseeing voting in the states, and by a huge margin. It was hilarious. Anyway, she's facing several felony charges.
Oh no!
Right?
What did she do this time?
They're all voting related. She let people into a secure area. I think is accused of what?
I said it's not a secure area.
Yeah. I think she's accused of helping them download the contents of a voting machine
or something.
Yeah, there's a fucking herd of charges against her.
It's a lot of things you don't want read out.
For which she is forbidden to travel out of state. And she got permission to go down to Mar-a-Lago to lick boots or butts or whatever it is you lick in Mar-a-Lago. And then she decided it was okay. She was going to go down to Las Vegas. The judge has revoked her bond and issued an arrest warrant. So, and the way the judge became aware was that she sent in a piece of paper to his court, which was notarized in Las Vegas the day before. So, anyway. So I think she may be the clear winner of Dumbass du Jour.
Yeah, I think she's the clear winner because she literally submitted evidence she had gone against the court's ruling to the court.
Gotta love it, yeah.
I don't know.
Because that's what, anyway.
Can a judge just send her to, like, sit right there? Just every day, I'm going to come in and, like, do my judge things, and you have to sit right there where I can keep a fucking eye on you.
No, he can put her in the jail next door.
Here's hoping.
So, anyway.
Here's hoping she's not on one of the meds that means you can't put them in jail or any of the other, like...
Oh, I'm sure she'll try that, but anyway.
Fuck, I'd try that, like...
Yeah.
She's too stupid. She'll find a way to fuck it up if she tries.
I know, that's the thing that I didn't understand about this. Like, lady, you so far appear to be having the sweetheartest of sweethearts. They let you just go about to, like, campaign.
Yeah. And she's obviously guilty of going to Las Vegas because one of the things about having something notarized, they're notarizing your signature.
Oh, no.
They're saying you were present to sign.
It's annoyingly true. It's a fucking statement of fact.
Yes.
That's
sad, huh?
Those are always weird.
Yeah. Oh, God. Let's see. And now I'm down to one.
No. Oh, there's another one?
Oh, no. We're done with Dumbass of the Day.
I
really do think that Tina Peters walks off with that one.
Easily, yeah.
Yeah, Bannon's sticking to brand, and he's on fire and gotta go that way. Like.
And Gymnasium Jordan is doing what Gymnasium Jordan does. So
yeah.
Anyway.
There's a difference between being an asshole and being stupid.
Yeah. So anyway, this one I just brought them all together and said, "Oh, just fuck them," right?
Yeah.
So
I agree with that.
Authorities in Indiana say they're investigating the gynecologist who performed the abortion on the 10-year-old girl who had been raped and had to be brought to Indiana because Ohio has an anti-abortion law which has no exceptions for the life or health of the mother.
Cool. You say he wasn't in Indiana then.
So anyway, they're investigating the gynecologist for not alerting the authorities to the case of the girl as required by state law, where sex crimes involve minors. So it's clear retaliation, right? I mean, again, you have to remember that Indiana's the state that's on its knees begging the Supreme Court to turn on their anti-abortion law.
We have to resist the urge to find doctors have qualified immunity. Because that'll lead to drunk doctors in like 40 minutes.
True.
No, I had a whole little thing in my head of, because we could do it, we really could.
Yeah.
That they have an oath that says they have to perform on the patient there, and that
supersedes everything.
Yep. And not illegal in fucking Indiana yet.
Yeah. So again, that's why they found this other thing they want to investigate.
No, I absolutely understand. Sir, madam, I do not know. Do please retain counsel and sue Indiana until they... What's the opposite of brown bagging it? Like, I don't know, like...
Until they become a truly red state with an anti-abortion law.
Yeah, because they have a quarter that makes all of them sell blood to give you money or something. I don't know. Just fuck, man. Sue them. It's like the cool version of burning their shit down.
Yeah. So anyway, I have some more contestants in the Just Fuck 'em contest we're having. So there was an emotion-fueled debate on the Senate floor as Republicans objected to taking up a Democratic bill that would guarantee a woman's right to travel across state lines to receive abortion care.
Wait, hold on. I was listening to you, and then there was a noise of some kind. Or maybe this is just the reverse end of having a stroke. What the fuck did you just say to me?
Yeah.
I think
No,
I just
for
heard
real.
this.
I'm so sorry. What? I need you to repeat that. I am.
Oh, Republican senators objected to taking up a bill which would have guaranteed a woman's right to travel across state lines.
Oh, yeah, no, I did hear that.
Yeah, you did hear that.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, the words un-American spring to the lips trippingly.
I heard it right.
Yeah.
Fuck.
No, the bit of me with scales just coiled and rolled over and, like, tapped its tummy and was like, oh, Americans.
Yeah.
That was so stupid.
Sneaking
I
across
thought
the
I heard
borders.
it wrong.
No, and we've already heard states talking about it. They have set their sights on taking away the right to travel if you're pregnant.
Frat bros, I'm going to need you for a minute. Look, you do need to... Look, I really don't like you. No one likes you. You're the problem. But this is where your chance to shine comes. You idiots need to get a wig and a pillow and start looking like pregnant people.
Yeah.
And just start fucking with cops.
Yeah.
Oh, it's illegal to wear a wig? No. It's for a movie. It's something.
Yep.
Just have fun with them. They're not going to break you. You're white college
It's for
kid
the movie
frat
we
boys.
started
You're
when
literally half the rapes or
when you
sexual
pulled me
assault on
over.
colleges.
Yeah.
Like, fucking do something one time.
Yeah. Oh God, you really could have a lot of fun.
No,
with this,
everyone should be
and
having
if you
fun
really,
with this.
I
Wouldn't
have
that
seen.
be considered discrimination?
I don't know. Let's fuck around and
That
find.
would 100% be discrimination.
They are going to have their fun in the fucking around phase.
Yeah.
We ought to have our fun in the finding out phase.
I
Because
have seen good makeup artists take a perfectly normal guy and make him up so that you would swear that was a woman.
titties,
and-
Jackie O glasses, and we're good. Oh, a wig.
No.
You
But
might
the
not
whole
need to
fun is going to be pulled over and to get out of the car, and they're saying, "Are you pregnant? Where are you going? Are you going across the state line to get an abortion?" And you whip your dick out and pee on their shoes.
Right? Not on the shoes, but yes. No,
yeah,
there's.
you probably shouldn't pee on their shoes.
Go for it. I don't like.
Although a friend of mine did one night.
It's time to make a show called
He had
America's Funniest
stopped.
Dashcam Videos.
He was actually under the legal limit because they did a breathalyzer. He wasn't under it by much. He had pulled his car over on the side of I-25, and he was peeing, and he heard crunching in the gravel behind him, and a voice said, "Turn around so I can see your hands." And he turned around, and it was a statey. And he looks down, and he's busy peeing on the statey's boots. Oh, anyway, the statey said, "Finish." And, wait a minute, are you drunk? And so they did the breathalyzer, and they turned him loose. So, but
Not
I love
anymore.
it.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine a worse way to sober up? Oh my God, I'm peeing on a state trooper's boots.
Man, officer, that is wildly too close.
Yeah.
That seems well within the lunge range.
Yeah. Those were different days.
Yeah.
I remember sitting in a police car in the front seat to get a ticket. It was pouring down rain outside. And he finally turned to me and he said, "Oh God," he said, "I forgot to ask, do you have a weapon?" And I said, "No, I don't." And he says, "Good." So anyway, those were the good old days. So anyway. Oh no, I was getting a well-deserved, I'd been going 110 in a 65. And I was getting a ticket for 78 in a 65.
It is hard for me to remember that, like some sort of goddamn Hogwarts character, you basically grew up and lived in a motherfucking Norman Rockwell painting.
Yeah.
And
And again, as I said to the cop, there's nobody else on the road. Absolutely nobody else. And I had never put my foot in this car.
yeah.
And I had decided to see how fast it was going. Well, I was going about 110 miles an hour.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which was faster than I'd ever been before at that time because my Corvair would only go 95. And then the front end came off the ground and the wheels didn't steer anymore, which is kind of upsetting to learn
Fair enough.
on the freeway. So anyway, and the answer is you take your foot off the gas, the wheels will come back down, and then you can steer again. Don't make any big moves of the wheel.
Don't panic.
Yeah.
Mostly
don't turn the wheels and leave them turned until they come down.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Most situations.
Yes, it was a Norman Rockwell painting. I mean, I got basically half the tickets I should have gotten.
It's like finding out there's people who've been to Jurassic Park. I don't know. It's
so anyhow. Let's see, what else have we got?
And I've had a grand old time, don't get me wrong. But
yeah. So Jim Bopp, an Indiana lawyer who serves as general counsel for the National Right to Life Committee, told Politico that his law would have required that child to carry out her pregnancy to term and somehow come to accept her situation. As many women who have had babies as a result of rape, we would hope that she would understand the reason and ultimately the benefit of having the child.
What kind of fucking benefit? She's a 10-year-old. It could kill her. The benefit of a 10-year-old girl dying?
She gets the best kind of doll.
That doesn't bother the Trump-pissy thugs.
Exactly.
This is what they wanted. Yeah.
That's a fucking problem. If the stance you are taking could lead to 10-year-old girl dying, and have a practical example where that could very well happen.
Yeah.
I actually have a law based on their kinds of arguments we should pass. Which is that if you are healthy and have 2 kidneys, and there is a child who needs a kidney, that if you are a genetic match, you must donate. You don't have a choice, and you can be taken by force.
No, wait. The Freedom Eagles will save them from this somehow.
It's exactly the same effect.
Yeah, I go kick a libertarian and ask him.
In fact, actually, to give it fully the same effect, if the child needs 2 kidneys, they get both and you get none.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So.
But
anyway.
Somehow I believe they're not going to ever figure out a way to get that law. Is my point. It's like how they've never managed to say, oh, also we should pay for these pregnancies. Which... Except we already live enough in a world of human wreckage. It's almost enough to make you wish we could just pick up our feet and wait till the chickens come home to roost on this, but... Those are humans. Those are Americans. Yeah. We need to stop this. It's gotten crazy.
Yeah.
The machine's eating people on purpose now.
And again, all
one side wants to send more kids in to get the other kids out of the machine that keeps going snap, snap, gar.
All of these folks who believe in these kinds of things and so forth clearly don't want to live in America.
They want to live in
and
Lord
they ought to all go to Hungary.
And you do not want to live in Lord of the Flies with the amount of guns we have. I don't think we're going to go as gentle into that good night as Yemen, and they haven't gone quiet.
Oh, God. It's going to remind you of that shooting gallery at the State Fair.
It's going to be the most sunburned shit in the party.
There's music that goes with that.
Yeah.
Have you ever shot at the Little Ducks at the State Fair?
Well, we'll hunt it down. There's going to be like 4 of them. But...
Yeah. Anyway. Did you ever win anything? Oh. I practiced for a little while and then won one of the giant bears. Made my girlfriend carry it away. They were pissed. They kept
shut up. I'm gonna need a goddamn... Your fucking carnival games weren't rigged?
Oh, they were definitely rigged. The sights were way off.
Oh, fine. I misunderstood.
Yeah, I just learned how far off they were and did Kentucky windage.
Yeah.
They kept trying to change. Here, well, let me give you a new rifle. So, no, this one's fine. Just hand me the rounds.
Yeah.
He was pissed. So, anyway.
No, now I understand. Because I was thinking the little carve out the star thing.
Mm-hmm.
And...
Oh, God.
Yeah. So... Because I've never actually played with the duck one. Like, I've seen them in things, but never...
So, I took your sister to a shooting range once.
That's a bunch of guns.
With her Glock.
Yep.
And so we go in, and we were playing with a Glock, and we were playing with a SIG 232, which is the little tiny 380. Really a nice pocket gun. Yeah. And really the only handgun I've ever fired that you could simply point and shoot. And the round went within 2 or 3 inches of where you thought it would without looking at the sights. It was an extension of your hand at 7 yards.
That's not bad.
No, I was shocked. But anyway, she got pissed and decided, and having shot up the center of a number of targets, she got pissed and put in a fresh magazine and proceeded to shoot the Maker's logo out of the target. And the Maker's logo about 2 inches long and about 1 inch high, and she shot it out of the target. So anyway, by the time she finished, all of the off-duty and former police officers who ran the range are standing outside the glass behind our shooting position, watching. And as I was turning in the spent target and the little 232, SIG 232, this older retired cop looks at me and he goes, "That little girl can shoot." I said, "Can't she? I mean, she is goddamn scary."
Yep.
So anyway, but yeah, she could hit shit. So let's see, what else have we got here?
One of the few people I do not want to play laser tag against.
No. You don't want to play laser tag against me either,
I know.
I can tell you that.
We've played similars.
Yeah.
But no, exactly. All of the people I'm really concerned about bumping into in the woods are related to.
Yep. They'd be all on your
I know.
Your team for a real game of laser tag.
This is the part of the problem for me, because like on one hand you really can see Mad Max from where we are.
Yeah.
Or horrible Russian-esque kleptocracy.
Yeah.
I'm hoping Mad Max. Like if those are my two choices, it's like fast zombies, slow zombies. You pick slow zombies every time. Don't be a scumbag.
Russians didn't have guns. That's how they got a kleptocracy. Yeah.
Hey, Democrats.
No, we're going to go the other way.
I do believe.
So anyway. That's my personal bet. We'll see if we can turn it around.
Yeah, absolutely. No, because there's no path forward from there.
If Trump runs in 2024, I think he's going to lose.
Yeah.
I think that will end much of the sickness.
Can he
because they won't have a
run?
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Hasn't been convicted of anything big enough to invoke the 14th.
Yeah, yet.
Yep. No, here's hoping
Wasn't
DOJ.
he impeached twice?
And never convicted.
Yes.
Biden's likely getting impeached at least twice.
Yeah, if the Republicans take the House, they'll impeach Biden.
It'll be Benghazi with impeachments. No,
yes.
It'll be dope to watch.
Yes. Because the Democratic Party will have earned it from their inaction.
Stop being in a crouch. You need to stand up.
We can even name it after the milquetoast Attorney General.
Oh, yeah.
So
We
can call it the Garland affair.
How do we call it a Biden garlic sandwich? Anyway.
Biden Garland sandwich?
Yeah, no.
Yes,
okay.
I love
both
it.
of them.
So here we are. We got
institutionalists. They got their big at bat.
Yeah.
But you were saying.
Turns out you can talk out of all four sides of your mouth.
Probably.
The president of a far-right anti-abortion and anti-choice organization,
yeah.
Americans United for Life, stunned Democratic lawmakers
Me too.
by claiming that the 10-year-old girl forced to travel to Indiana to obtain an abortion after being raped did not actually get an abortion, suggesting that due to the specific circumstances in the case, it doesn't qualify as an abortion. Hey, first of all, you witless chick, an abortion is a medical procedure. So, I'm sorry, you're too dumb to breathe.
It's not just made up of bullshit and like whatever makes your argument work for 2 more seconds. God damn.
What kind of fucking water are you drinking?
Yeah.
I'm starting to think that somebody's been slipping some weird ass drugs into their tap water. Like what
Crazies. If you told me this is what fluoride did, I'd believe it more.
So anyway, she wasn't done yet.
I know.
She says, I believe it would probably impact her life and therefore would fall under any exception and would not be an abortion. This is Catherine Glenn Foster.
Oh, Catherine Glenn Foster.
Anyway.
Why?
So she was saying this to Eric Swalwell, who said, wait, it wouldn't be an abortion if a 10-year-old girl with her parents made the decision not to have the baby that was the result of rape? And she said, If a 10-year-old became pregnant and as a result of rape and it was threatening her life, then that's not an abortion. So it would not fall under any abortion restrictions in our nation. Actually, Ohio has no exception for the life or health of the mother. So,
Oops.
yes, that little girl would have been forced to carry that baby to term, likely killing her.
Yeah.
So, hey, again, you airhead.
An abortion's a medical procedure that literally describes
Exactly
killing and
what
removal
was
of the
done.
baby from the...
Yes.
How
So-
do you not know this?
She's an airhead.
Because
She's a Trump
paid
pissy.
not to know.
she's
You'll
actually-
never get a man to understand anything whose livelihood depends on them not understanding it.
Right. And this case is Catherine Glenn Foster.
Yes.
Right. Who is a big proponent of the anti-abortion
Oh, for
and
sure.
anti-LGBTQ, I believe. So, anyway,
She sounds like all of the not fun.
yeah. Anyway, this is
She's
one
the bad guy from Harry Potter.
pathetically stupid
The
human
lady in
being.
pink. Like, no, these are the worst. But
Oh, yeah. Anyway,
time to hammer him for that, because we need more answers.
well, we need more people like this representing the Trumpissy free thugs.
Unless they lose.
Because, yeah, well, it's true. Certainly doesn't hurt their case with their base,
Uh-huh.
but it's likely to infuriate other bases.
I mean,
We hope.
help.
All right, so we're down to updates.
What do we got?
This was the first one, and again, thank you, Israel, for being Israel. Oh my God. So, high pressure oxygen.
One weird frame. Hang on. What have they done?
The same thing they've done before on COVID. They did the goddamn research.
Fine.
They
Well
actually
done,
wrote it
but
down.
I
So,
just gotta check.
high pressure oxygen shows promise in long COVID.
Long COVID.
Yeah.
High pressure, I thought was the problem.
It's people who have symptoms long after.
Okay, cool.
This is hyperbaric oxygen therapy.
Yep.
Right? Okay. Anyway, it's a small initial study. The results are in Israel.
Fucking cool.
And it has yet to be certified by peer review. But patients with long COVID may see some improvement after breathing pure oxygen at 3 atmospheres.
Bingo.
They randomly assigned 73 patients with post-COVID symptoms to 3 months to receive hyperbaric oxygen. So they got 40 sessions, and the other folks got 40 sessions of placebo, right? Shortly after the last treatment, they showed significant improvement compared to they said sham group, in thinking skills, energy, sleep, psychiatric symptoms, and pain. So, hey, maybe there's a way forward. So, and this one's relatively simple.
I'm curious
So.
the mechanics of how that works. Because I know how COVID, basically destroys your fucking lungs, and most importantly, the lining internally within your lungs.
Yep.
Does this hypercharge the regeneration of that somehow? Or force it to regenerate faster? Or does it force it to keep shape for longer?
I don't know.
My thought is maybe it forces it to take the lungs, but I'm not sure if that's going to work.
No, it's fucking dumber than that.
What?
What?
High barometric pressure reduces edema and burned rats and various other things. So it less stresses the various other parts while the healing is occurring. Would be my guess, because I have vague loose soft science from Sphere about people healing faster at the crazy pressurized depth.
Okay.
And
No,
I vaguely looked that up once. It's kind of ish true. I ran into this is a newer study than the last one.
Okay.
But
No, that could easily be true.
All right.
Yeah.
And most of the long COVID symptoms appear to be in the brain. The fogginess, and that's the one people notice is they're just foggy. They can't concentrate.
yeah, but it would make sense that putting them at pressure,
Uh-huh.
right? So really, what we need to do is get
Reduce
these
the
shitheads
edema
in
and
a
assist it in the.
dive thing, and
Yeah.
because then it can't expand that way.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway,
Yeah.
here you go, the internet. That's how you save the humans. You're welcome.
Right.
Give me $1.
And then the last one is climate weirding.
Oh, good.
Yeah, well, no, this is just another heat wave in Europe. So Spain is on high alert for temperatures that are rising above 113. Swaths of Western Europe hit by a second heat wave in a matter of weeks. France and Portugal are also seen with scorching temperatures. And forest fires have broken out in all three countries, all of which are climatologically unusual. So again, we're back to climate weirding.
Yeah.
You can't depend on climatology anymore.
As bad
Climate
as it
has
is.
shifted irreversibly. Well, not irreversibly, maybe, but at this point, climate is definitely shifted. We can't use our old data to predict it anymore.
Right.
No,
It's why we can't predict the weather out to anything beyond 2 weeks anymore. We used to somewhat vaguely be able to do that. Now we can barely do 2 weeks of reliable.
Well, yeah, and the models that do the predictions still run and run fine, and they have the same inputs, and they still work. The problem with the longer scale models was that what you're doing is you're splitting the difference between what your model is currently saying and what climatology says, right? And so you're using the climatology database and to look back and say, previously this has, right? So anyway.
You're using previous records to try and guess the future, but the previous records can't be relied on anymore because
they didn't have the energy.
Exactly.
You got it.
Unless they can shift the climate records to adjust for whatever new data.
So the good news is that Risen can put our outro.
This is true.
On the end of this.
It'll mostly just be swearing.
Well,
whatever, she's going to be slamming your head and mine in a drawer.
Yeah, well.
Fair.
No, she didn't feel good.
Yeah.
And she did exactly what she should have done, which was go lie down and go to sleep and get better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're not criticizing her in any way.
Yeah.
So, Yeehaw.
Bye, the internet.
Have a good night, internet. Don't
Good night,
do
all.
anything stupid.
Secret Service.